What's up, guys? My name is Ashley with Heart Logic Harmony, and today I'm going to be teaching you some yoga postures and breathing techniques for anxiety. Quite a few of these are going to be focused both on activating the root chakra, which is the first chakra in the chakra system, as well as the parasympathetic nervous system. So let's get started first with staff pose. Just going to come onto the side here so you guys can see me. Begin by stretching out both legs in front of you. Start from top to bottom. The feet are going to be flexed, toes pointing towards the sky. Going to engage the quads so that they feel like they're being weighted down with just a slight internal rotation. You'll engage the core here. You want the shoulders to be directly in line with the pelvis so you have a straight back. You can place a blanket underneath your hips to help elevate and elongate the spine. If you want, you can inhale, shoulders up towards the ears, roll them down, and the hands will be placed just beside the hips. Palms pressing firmly into the mat if they can. If you feel like you're having a little bit of trouble, the hands can come out to the sides, fingertips pressing into the ground, so it can help slightly lift the chest. Really feel yourself rooting into the ground from the base of the spine all the way to the crown of the head. Take a few breaths here. For staff pose. Alright, so now we're going to make our way down onto our back. Use your hands, forearms for some sacrum lifts. Alright, so you'll begin with the feet about hip width apart and about 6 inches from your glutes. Hands with the palm facing down beside the body. It's going to start out a little bit like a mini bridge, but we're not going to lift the hips that far. As we inhale, engage the core, slightly press into the feet, lift the hips. It's only going to be a few inches off the ground, just enough for us to begin to feel sensation in the lower back. And as we exhale, the pelvis will slowly descend, touching the ground vertebrae by vertebrae. This is a slow motion, a soft motion, really making sure to align each movement with the breath. Only a slight amount of efforting. As you inhale, there will be a natural tuck of the pelvis as you lift it from the engagement with the core. And exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly. You can feel each descending movement inch by inch. I want to do this for about at least 8 rounds, or however much you need when you're really feeling that sympathetic nervous system. And if you feel like you are in moments of anxiety, it will have some added benefit to rest with elongating the exhale when you bring the pelvis back down. And from here, we're going to go into fish pose. We're already set up pretty well for that. The knees and legs are going to stay bent. You'll lift the hips just enough so you can slide the fingertips underneath the glutes, about halfway. From there, you want to begin to tuck in the elbows just a little bit. From here, you'll want to use the strength of the elbows and the forearms to lift the torso and the chest, slightly engage your core as well. As the chest lifts, shines forward, and the neck will hang back. If you feel like you can go a little farther, begin to bring in the elbows, almost like you're pressing these shoulder blades together. And lift higher. From here, you can extend the legs out, nice and straight. Really push up through that elbow, allowing the chest to open as much as it feels comfortable for you. And take a few breaths. And as you release, slowly lower your back towards the ground, bend into the knees, lift the hips to move the hands out from the glutes. If you feel at this moment in time that's a little much for you, you can set up a block or blanket and different masses and heights to place underneath the upper back to support you in that position. Alright, now we're going to do a version of legs up the wall, but since I'm outside, I don't have a wall, so we're going to use my favorite handy dandy strap. Starting just as we are, laying on our back, knees bent. Go ahead and place both feet onto the strap, making sure the strap is on the ball of the foot, just slightly below where the beginning of the toes are. And slowly straighten into the legs, and the elbows will come down to touch the floor so they can be softly resting as you hold the strap. If you can, slightly engage the feet, heels pointing up towards the sky. Big belly breaths. At full extension, you will be at 90 degrees. It's okay if you're not. But no matter where you are, blood circulation is still occurring towards the brain, whether you're here or maybe here. I would recommend staying in this position for at least 3 minutes if you can. And as you're here, feel the entirety of your back supported by the ground, especially the slight pressure and weight of the sacrum sinking into the earth, grounding you. Alright, to come out, bend into the knees, release the strap. And place the legs bent onto the mat. This will bring us into our next pose, figure 4, which is one of my most favorite poses of all. So hands are alongside the body, pressing down into the mat. Starting with the left foot, placing it over the right thigh, just below the knee. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, bring the right thigh with the right foot engaged towards your body and clasp behind the right thigh with the hands. Really feel the release in the left outer hip. Specifically remembering to keep the foot that's on your thigh engaged as to protect the knee, and the foot placement on top of the thigh is going to help determine how deep of a stretch you're getting. You can bring the foot up a little bit. It's going to be a little less intense. You can also play around with the other leg. It's a little less intense if you point the leg straight up to the sky. As you begin to bend it, it's going to create pressure and push the left leg towards you, giving a greater stretch in that left outer thigh. If you want it a little more intense, bringing that leg down a little bit. You can even bring the right foot closer to the body. See if you can clasp the hands on the outer shin. That is gonna, that's gonna give the good stuff. All these poses are great for really feeling supported by the earth, keeping us embodied as we feel the contact of the earth against our spine. Exhaling as we release the hands, slowly lower to the ground, release the foot. Taking a moment here before moving on to the other side, flexing the foot, the right foot, as we place it onto the top of the left thigh. Inhaling, exhaling as we move that left thigh towards our front of our body, clasping around the left thigh. Oh, hi, Bee. Keeping the right foot engaged. I also like to keep the left foot engaged as well. Playing around, see what feels good for your body. Taking at least 3 breaths on each side. You can stay here for up to 3 minutes if you'd like. Exhaling as we release the clasped hands, bring the left foot to the ground, release the right. Extend the legs out long. And now I'll show you 2 breaths to help with anxiety. So the first breath is going to be left nostril breathing. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You'll be placing the thumb of your right hand over the right nostril so that you'll be breathing out the left. So this left nostril breath is going to be a cooling breath. We'll be breathing through the Ida channel, which is on the left side of the body. The Pingala is on the right, which is going to be more fiery, more activating. And these are energy channel circuits that start from the base of the spine and they intertwine through each of the chakras. And so the left side, again, is the feminine side, nurturing, cooling. It's very simple. You can begin in this easy cross-legged position, slightly engage the core, the spine is long. Inhale. exhaling through that left nostril. For at least 1 minute, preferably 3 if you can. Again, as long as you like, do you feel like you've really engaged that parasympathetic system. And again, what's going to help you with that is longer exhales and engaging that lower belly breathing. What's interesting actually is that each time we inhale, we activate our sympathetic nervous system. Each time we exhale, we activate the parasympathetic. So this is why when we breathe and we have a longer duration of exhales than inhales, we'll begin to relax and bring ourselves down. Especially when we use our lower belly, either deep belly breaths or 3-part yogic breaths, we'll also be engaging the parasympathetic because we'll be activating the vagus nerve, part of which goes all the way down to that lower belly. So this next breath is something that can be utilized with a lot of other breaths or really in any pose. And that is going to be the 3-part yogic breath with a longer exhale. Closing the eyes, if you'd like, you can place the hands onto the lower belly, just to help really feel that lower belly expand and descend. Inhaling, as the lower belly fills like a balloon, allowing the breath to travel up through the ribs, up towards the chest, and with a longer exhale, releasing the breath from the chest, the lower ribs, and the belly. Belly pushes back towards the spine. Inhale, lower belly fills, breath fills the ribs, expands out towards the chest. Exhale, chest releases, breath releases from the ribs, belly descends. Continue at your own pace. I kind of think the rule of thumb for breathing is if you can get at least 1 minute, 3 minutes is when you're going to start to really feel the full effects, especially if you're having a moment or perhaps lots of moments of anxiety. Once again, these things are great, beautiful, splendid, wondrous, complementary practices, but please do not completely substitute for anything that your healthcare professional is prescribing you, medication, or any other practices. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give a like and subscribe down below. Again, my name is Ashley with Heart Logic Harmony. Thank you so much for being here today with me in this moment.